No label, no label. Aperitivo inclusivo.
Buonasera, buonasera. Valentina, non ti sentiamo. Non ti sentiamo, Valentina. Valentina? Valentina? Non ti sentiamo? Okay. Okay, let's do it. Good evening, everyone. I forgot that this is a new format tonight. And as you can see, Valentina is having some problem. So welcome to No Label, international version for the first time. This is actually the episode number 1 for the international version, but it's the number 19th for the No Label Aperitivo Inclusivo. And the title of this episode is in Italian, Il Mio Mondo, that is my world. And we already done one time this Il Mio Mondo in the Italian version. And we had as an international guest an amazing woman coming from Afghanistan. She was a refugee from Afghanistan, and she told us her story. It was a very difficult story, and she described her life in the Afghanistan and the life of all the women that had to leave the country because of the terrible situations for the Taliban and what have. But tonight, in the first No Label International, we have 3 amazing ladies. One of them is together with me and Valentina, part of the Spirit of the Game Foundation, and the other 2 are 2 new friends of us. I just keep going talking just to see if Valentina is gonna come back with me, but actually she's not. So let me put on the screen the beautiful ladies. Ciao Anna. Ciao, Annabelle, and ciao, Nancy. Welcome with us.
Hi, everyone.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Good evening from this part of the world.
I am excited. I'm really excited about this first time international No Label. Very quickly, we have Anna, and now she's in Geneva in Switzerland. And just between us, she had to go to the gym for this because home she's having 2 young daughters that she needs their space, and they need just to stay quiet. So thank you for staying with us. Annabelle from Nigeria. Where are you exactly located?
Abuja.
That is Abuja is not the capital of Nigeria,
That's
right?
That's the federal capital territory.
Okay. And Nancy from Las Vegas, right? Wow. So Anna is representing Europe. Annabelle is representing Africa. Nancy representing the USA. And I represent No Label. I'm a citizen of the world. So it's okay with us. And as usual, again, Valentina is not with me, but we are used to cheers because this is an aperitif. It's aperitif time in Italy. I know, Nancy, you need to use your coffee because it's morning. Anna is in the gym and she cannot have a glass of wine, so she's gonna have water. Oh my gosh! But I'm counting on you, Annabelle, right? With a glass of wine. So, as we are used to say in Italian, salute.
Salud.
Cheers. Salud.
Amazing. Beautiful. Um, we ask our beautiful ladies to decide which kind of topic they wanted to share with us. It be an experience, could it be, I don't know, something that is important for them. Never forget that we are in general talking about women and women empowerment. So actually what Anna will say, it's something that is really going well with Annabelle, and Nancy will be just the one putting everything together. We are going to run in alphabetic order. So the first one speaking will be Anna. Okay. I will introduce you with your bios, and let me see how many people we are having at this moment in our streaming. Actually, we have already some live guests with us, and we would like to remember that if you would like to ask any question, you can use the YouTube chat. We can see what you're going to write, and we can reply to your questions. So feel free to write in the chat of the YouTube channel. Okay. I can see also that we have some people trying to connect with us in the StreamYard, but this is not the place. So please go back live in the YouTube channel, because this is just our living room reserved to us tonight. So, Anna Wisman. Anna, a Portuguese woman that decided to get out from her comfort zone when she was 23 years old and started her international career in other continent, in Buenos Aires, Argentina. She worked in several multinational companies as L'Oreal, GSK, and Hasbro, and in different European countries like Spain and Italy. Now she leads a multifunctional team in 𝘼𝙤𝙖, general manager for the Italian market. 𝘼𝙤𝙖 is part of L'Oreal. Anna is also mother of two small kids, and recently she just moved to Switzerland to embrace a new personal and professional experience. The slogan suggested by Anna is, "In the future, there will be no female leaders. There will just be leaders," by Sheryl Sandberg. Anna, the floor is yours, please.
Thank you, Simonetta.
What would you like to talk with us tonight?
Yeah, so tonight I would like to talk about leadership. And exactly as the sentence was saying, it's not about female leadership, but general leadership. And I chose this sentence from Sheryl because I really admire her. She was one of the top 20 most powerful women by Forbes of the world, and she's an IT woman. So she has also she has a book that is called Lean In that I really recommend. And reading that book gave me also a new perspective about
Anna,
the women.
Anna, sorry, just loud on a little bit because it was not very clear. Okay, try it again, please.
Is it okay now? Yeah, perfect. Okay, so tonight I would like to talk about leadership, not female leadership, just leadership, as the quote is saying. And the book that she wrote, that's called Lean In, gave me some points of reflection. Like the first one was if you are a woman and if you are a woman leading, so just sit in the table, because I know, Nancy, that you will talk about confidence, and it's exactly my starting point. You cannot conquer anything if you don't have confidence. So confidence is key. And in my job in Italy, I did some research, and we knew that, for instance, 85% of the Italian woman feels insecure. So when they need to prepare or to do an important thing, professional, personal, so the confidence for me is key. And I had the pleasure also to work with one of the most powerful women by Forbes, that is 𝘼𝙣𝙖𝙒, that was the CEO of the 𝘼𝙤𝙗𝙧𝙞𝙀. And actually, she said to me exactly the same thing. So you're a smart girl, you work hard, but just build in your confidence. And I was young that time, and this is something it was a path that I did that helped me to achieve my success. And also, I believe that when we have a role in leadership, we need also to let's say, to work together as a community and to share and to support. And for instance, in 𝘼𝙗𝙗 in Italy, we did a lot of projects, social projects for women in Kabul, for instance, in Afghanistan, but also in Italy with some social projects. So I believe that we as women need to raise the awareness and the support our own community. And sometimes I ask myself, so I'm a mother of two small kids. I have a role in an important organization. So I feel sometimes and very often overwhelmed because it's a lot of things. And I believe that every woman think like the same thing. Right? It's work, it's the personal life, it's self-care, it's the home, it's the everything. And I learned that we need sometimes to set the expectations lower, because it's something that I use as motto in my work, is that better done than perfect. So I believe that's important also to have this in mind when we talk about leadership in general. And it's also true that we are not alone in this journey. And honestly, I'm so lucky because I have a strong partner, a true partner. Because as a mother and as a professional, I have my husband that really supports me. And this is also a lot of difference that I saw in some countries that, for instance, in Italy, I see that it's a very patriarchal society. And I don't see a lot of husbands helping and supporting the family as they do also in other countries. So I'm considering very lucky because I had the opportunity to improve my career and to work on my career, also because my husband, when my first kid was born, he left his job, and during 1.5 years he was just looking after her. So I dedicated myself to my career, and he was at home. Now it's the opposite. He's working, and now I'm at home in maternity leave for my second child. So I believe that it's also important to have this balance in the life, and have someone besides you that can support and also inspire you, and someone that you admire.
Anna,
So,
where is your husband from?
Sorry?
Where your husband is from, original from?
It's from Italy. It's from the south of Italy. Yeah. And yeah, it's true. And it's very strange because when I say to many people that no, it's not possible, because in Italy, as I was saying, and Simonetta, correct me if I'm wrong, but my perception, that is a society that is very rigid in terms of rules, very, let's say, la mamma italiana.
Mamma e la mamma.
La mamma e la mamma. So it's a very patriarchal
Yeah, it's a
society.
patriarchal, but actually, let me say, like you have been living and working in different countries, but it's, to me, beside the cultural aspect, it's really related to the person itself. So you can find people are like your husband coming from south of Italy, where theoretically people are more dedicated to the original cultural aspect of the Italian stuff, that are very open. And you can find someone coming from, I don't know, Bolzano, that is farther up to north, that is the opposite.
Exactly.
probably younger generation tend to be more open, and thanks God, we have a lot of men that are really open, supportive to the female world, to their wife, and the family. But we don't have, probably in Italy, a lot of support from the government and the law to support the career of a woman in this respect compared to
Yeah.
other countries. So
It's true,
that's
and also that was a topic that I wanted to talk about, because I agree with you, but from the other side, honestly I believe there are countries that are worse. So, for instance, in Italy, you have for maternity leave for the women, you have 6 months, 5-6 months, and then you have more 6 months of okay, if you want to take it with a reduced income. In Portugal, you don't have so many months. In Spain, that is a country that I lived in and I worked, it's a very evoluted country, because also paternity leave is getting increased. So dads have 4 months of paternity leave. So that's amazing. But here in Switzerland, the mom has 3 months, and that's it. And after 3 months, you get back to work. And I cannot imagine how can a mom can leave the children with 3 months in a school. So I believe it's true that in Italy, the government doesn't help, or maybe there are a lot of mothers that have difficulties also returning back to work and not finding the same job. I know, I also saw a lot of situations like that. But it's also true that it's getting better. And there are countries that are worse than Italy, so putting things on perspective, honestly, I'm maternity leave around 1 year. I took more than 1 year that I'm in maternity leave. And this is also thanks to the Italian government, not only from also the company that I work with. So I believe that, for instance, in Portugal, I'm Portuguese, so I worked in Portugal in the beginning of my life, and in Portugal, I don't feel this this difference between men and women, because in Portugal we are much very much entrepreneur. We have a said that says we like to do scrambled eggs without eggs, because we need to be creative, and you don't have any budget and having any money, so you just need to be creative and do things happen. So it doesn't matter
Anna,
if you are a woman,
in terms of creativity, I think we can say something in Italy.
yeah, of course. We have the Portuguese is more the explorers. We need to we are a people of explorers. So that's the thing in Portugal. Is very flexible. We have less rules. So it's softer, let's say, in terms of working in Portugal.
And what
and
about
in Italy,
leadership, women leadership Portugal?
honestly, I see so many people, women people, leading a lot of teams there. So I don't feel that we, of course, we still have a path to do. We still have a journey, but I don't feel so much this.
So the gender gap in
This
terms
gender
of
gap.
is not so huge.
No, not in terms of leadership. At least in L'Oreal.
Annabelle, can you say something about leadership in your country compared to what just Anna said? Annabelle, are you with us? No. Annabelle, are you with us?
Yes, I'm here. I can hear you.
Okay. Did you hear my question?
No, I did not hear the question.
Okay, so Anna was talking about leadership and being mother and her experience in Switzerland, in Italy, but also in Portugal, because she's from Portugal. how is the situation in Nigeria in terms of women leadership or women that are having a beautiful position in a company and they are also mother?
Okay, so at some point you were the connection was breaking, but what I heard you talk about leadership in Nigeria compared to what Anna talked about. But it's here you have to fight for it. You really need to fight for it because now we have a situation. Let me take, for example, the elections that we had few weeks ago, February 25th and March 11th, 18th. So now you have women who wanted to become president. Also, the first one, 25th of February, had women who want to become the president of the country. But then you have people who would remind her that she's a woman and she cannot become become a president. It's not yet time for a woman to become a president. So you have to give it to the men. And some people I saw in some places where another woman wants to become the governor of her state in the north, and then she was told that her religion would not allow her become a governor because no man would want to bow to her leadership. No man would bow to her leadership. No man would accept orders from a woman. So it is something that you have to fight for. You really have to work seriously to get. So it the disparity between men and women, it is wide, but then you have women who have said, regardless of anything, we're still going to shatter the glass ceiling and then be what we want to be. So in Nigeria, it's not easy at all, especially if you're looking at leadership positions. But then in offices, private offices, we've seen men who are the he for she's and not the I call it Operation Pull Her Down, PhD. They are the men who are the he for she's. They always want a woman to become the leader. They want a woman to become the CEO. But if you have to put a mark to it, in a scale of 1 to 10, you find just 4 here. So it is difficult unless you fight for it.
So we always talk about gender gap as something that is still really very big all across the world. And there was something coming on a newspaper a few months ago that was saying that to reduce or eliminate the gender gap, we needed to wait another 250 years. So, okay, I never will be able to see that no gender gap periods. But, I would like to say, and I would like to think that we started a process to reduce the gender gap in these periods, and that with all what we are saying, so the empowerment, the activities we are promoting, the webinar and the events, maybe we are going to do a big and the beautiful things for the next generations. I think
can I add a thing on your point? Because I believe when we talk about women empowerment, we don't need to give power to the women because we already have it. We just need to unleash it.
Perfect.
And when we think about the history, think about Cleopatra.
Exactly.
Cleopatra was the most powerful woman in the world, and is still a very well known name. And
she was a leader. Actually,
she was a leader. So actually, maybe at that time, gender gap was not an issue. We just created the gender gap afterwards because maybe she was too much powerful. I don't know. But it's also something that we need to talk about. This is about meritocracy, because we talk about women in leadership positions, but it's not just women in leadership positions. It's just not about the quotes of the women. About 50% of our board is women. No, it's about meritocracy. And I believe that if I need to say something to the new generation that is coming in the companies, new companies, I say, okay, find your true self, because it's important also to have a match between what you are and what your values are with the company where you are working in. I have a funny story about L'Oreal, because I'm entered in L'Oreal the last time for the third time, because I entered the one time, I went away. The second time I went away to another company, and then I entered for the third time. So this is a sign that I really love L'Oreal, and also it's a good match between me and the company, and also because also when we had the new CEO of L'Oreal, we all expected that was a woman. You know, it makes sense that a woman can lead a female company. But our former CEO was just saying, no, it's not about women in positions, in the leadership positions as a CEO. It's just not a woman for the sake of it, but it will be a woman in the future if the woman deserves it. So the meritocracy, I believe it's also important, because we need to put women in the leadership positions, but also we need to work hard, and we won't be promoted just because we are women. No?
Actually, we need to be treated on the same way. So
Exactly.
if you have value, if you are good, if you know your job and you deserve a position, you have to have the position. What is not good is the opposite. If you are as much good as a man, and for I don't know which kind of reason, you're not going to have the position just because you are a woman. This is bad. And if you are not the right person for the right role, it could be leadership or not, but if you are not good on that, it is correct that you are not going to have it.
Exactly.
Absolutely. But this mechanism sometimes doesn't work properly. And we need to work on that. So, Anna, if you're finished with your beautiful speech, we can just introduce properly Annabelle, and we can let the floor to Annabelle. Okay? And then we can come back again all together, just asking questions and continuing this amazing conversation. Annabelle, I'm sorry if I pronunciate wrong your last name. It is Orji?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Annabelle Orji. You already heard that she's from Nigeria. But other than that, she's a broadcast journalist, voiceover artist, and social media influencer based in Abuja, Nigeria. And this is her speaking now. I love to have intelligent conversation, topical issues, and I love to get involved in things that uplift women in general, regardless of race, color, size, socioeconomical status, and more. Annabelle always an ever statement with, I love my job. The slogan Annabelle decided to have tonight is, beauty is not in the face. Beauty is a light in the heart, by 𝘼𝙗𝙗. And the reason why Annabelle chose this slogan is because she's going to talk about the beauty, but not the beauty outside, but the beauty inside that all of us has to understand, has to feel, has to reach as a personal goal. The floor is yours, Annabelle, please.
Thank you so much, Simonetta. Thank you, everyone. And it was really a very nice speech you had. I really enjoyed every bit of it. So I'm talking about appreciating your innate beauty. And if you can see, I deliberately didn't make up, because you have some people who don't feel comfortable coming out without their makeup. I'm not saying that it is wrong. I'm just trying to make them understand that it's okay to go out without your makeup. It is okay to one day feel fly, dress, um, have your makeup, have your makeover, your hair done, your nails on flake, everything all good, and it's okay. Another day you just decide to have an hyper pigmented face. That's fine. Just all we need to appreciate is our innate beauty. Now I'll start with a quote from someone that said, that's Confucius, who said that everything has beauty, but not everyone sees it. Now, you have people who they're beautiful inside. So it means that beauty is way beyond what you see on the outside. It is skin deep. It is way beyond what the natural eye sees. Now you can have someone who has a scar face or tribal mark. That's what we call it here in Nigeria. You have a tribal mark. If you can see, I have one here. And then I remember when I was growing up, everyone was asking me, why do you have that mark? So here, especially in Africa, you have people who have different kinds of mark. It is either they have it here or they have it all around their face. And it is just a way to identify these people with where they're coming from. So it doesn't mean that they're not beautiful just because they have that mark. Now you have people who have that mark, you have people who are disabled. I hate to use the word disabled, but then you have people who they can't walk, they can use their hands, they can use their legs. Then you have also have people who are referred to as the albinos. You have people who are referred to as he or she is way too short, you're way too slim, you're way too tall. But then, whatever they decide to call you, allow them, take that as their own business. Enjoy what God has created you as. We're all created well, beautiful, and the way we are very beautiful. I've seen people who have had to deal with depression, where they say that okay, just because I'm too fat and then I have tribal marks on my face, and people have had to insult me. I've been struggling with relationships and all of that. Then I had to make them understand that regardless of, don't allow them to break into your space. You can only feel um depressed when you allow people to you open your door, open your guards for people to come in and depress you. No matter what you are, no matter how you see, how people see you, just appreciate yourself for who you are. And I was saying something to someone this morning when she was checking her Instagram page. And remember, when you have to go through social media, that's like you always see beauty everywhere, like everyone throwing their pretty face, their pretty dresses and all, and then you think that is all about that. If that's a problem to you, I was telling her that if you have a problem with that, go away from social media. Just go away from it. Don't allow people to box you in a corner. Accept the fact that you are beautiful how you are. Like I said, here in Nigeria, I've had to talk to people who I have saw a mentee who came, and then she said that she was supposed to get married, but then because she's an albino, and her parents, that's her parent-in-law, now refused her. And for that, she just went and then stayed in her own cocoon. And then she just said to herself that, oh, she just kept brooding over it and said, oh God, why was I created as an albino? Why was I, now I've missed the person that loves me very much. And I just told her that he doesn't love you, because if he loves you, appreciate you for who you are, and not what he's seeing outside. So that's what I'm saying, that we should all learn to appreciate the fact that we are beautiful first inside before you start seeing the outside. And like Moreau once said that boys think that girls are like a book. If the cover doesn't catch their eye, then they just won't bother to read inside. And but I always say that it's okay to just think that judge people from outside. You should meet them first and then see how they behave, see how they are, because a lot of people have a lot of things to display. But just because you decided to judge her because she is black, she is but beautiful, she's not wearing her makeup and all, then you'd miss out on the very good thing that she has got to offer. So that's why I say that no matter what we do, we should always learn to appreciate our innate beauty. No matter what you are, whether you're slim, you're big, you're an albino, you're sitting pretty in a wheelchair, you can't walk, you have tribal marks, you're tall, you have freckles. Appreciate you for who you are, and
But
then
and
have.
the big problem from my point of view is that we are living in a society where unfortunately the appearance, it's always, just put it in front of everything, because you say that social media, television, newspapers, all over around us, what they are showing is the beauty. If you're not beautiful, you're not allowed to be like the ambassador for fashion stylist or for hair product or whatever. And if you are not strong, if you are not self confident enough, the risk that you are just, pulled down and pushed down, it's really huge. So we need to find a way to um, pass a different message. Like you say, we are all beautiful. We are just different. And that's why I like, I don't know, a white color, and you like the black color. What's the point? It's not that, or I like this wine, you prefer another one. But it doesn't mean that this is not good or this is not beautiful. It's just my taste.
Mhm.
And to me, there is space for everybody in the world. We just need to
Mm.
find the right matching, and we need to think about that we are not wrong. We are the way we are. We are good in this way. We need to accept ourselves and be confident and just walk outside by standing without taking care about the other, what they say. That's it. But it's difficult.
Annabelle, I need to say that you need to come to work in L'Oreal because you talk much better about beauty than me. Honestly, I was inspired by your speech because in L'Oreal we usually say that because you're worth it. No, it's our slogan, and exactly that. You don't need a lipstick to be beautiful. You are beautiful. And sometimes we also have in Kerastase, we have a motto that is manifest your greatness, because it's exactly that. So it's you are beautiful inside. You don't need to have a straight hair. If you have curly hair, you don't need to straight your hair. That's the point. So it was very inspiring to listen to you, because sometimes from a company we try to pass a message, and also to see that other people share the same vision is great.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Nancy,
Mm.
you still didn't
Absolutely.
say nothing. That's not you.
I, I am such absorbing everything that Anna and Annabelle is talking about, because it comes into what I'm going to be saying later to bring it together, because we can see what's happening out there is all over the world.
Exactly. We
It's all
are
over the
all
world.
we
We
are
are
all sisters. It
exactly.
doesn't matter if we are from Europe, from Africa, from America, or whatever. And it seems we are having the same problems all across the globe. And
True.
Annabelle, actually, you work on the TV, right? Do you?
Yes, I
So
do.
you see really much more than what we see around us, this beauty problem around you,
Mm.
probably, right?
Mm. Yes, I do.
So is it the place where you work putting some rules to be able to work with them, or do you feel that you need every time to stay in front of a camera to feel to be perfect, or this is something that is not bothering you?
Okay, so most times it really doesn't bother me, but then at some point I could just have like just my light makeup, and then at some point I just want to feel good, and then just go in and have full makeup. That the company, the organization already has a makeup artist. But there are sometimes I just wake up and I just feel like, okay, no, I don't want to do all that. Just my powder and my lip gloss, and I'm good to go. And I just go face the camera. And I'm
So
just fine like that.
they don't
The most
impose
important thing, like
any-
you said, is have your confidence, self-confidence in yourself.
So the company is not giving you rules in this respect. You can do
No, it
whatever.
doesn't.
Okay.
No,
And
as
this
long
is,
as long as you look appealing and not scattered everywhere.
you need to be presentable in front of the camera, because you are you're representing the television, by the way, with the customers of the television, that is the audience. And it makes sense that you need to feel, on a good condition, let me say. But it doesn't matter if you want to apply all your makeup or not. You're beautiful. You don't need the makeup. Look at you. Especially when you
Thank you.
smile. Here we are, Annabelle, with the beautiful smile.
What can we actually do without a smile?
That you always send me pictures without a smile, and I was like, no, I wanted one with a smile, because you are beautiful when you smile. Absolutely. Annabelle, there is something more you would like to add, unless we can just switch to Nancy, that is gonna put together dots and talk about confidence.
Okay, so lastly, I'd just like to say that regardless of whatever it is you have, just have self-confidence. Wear what you have, make sure that it is clean, and you don't have to go overboard. You don't have to look at get the designer wears, whatever you can afford, as long as it is clean. Like the Bible says, cleanliness is next to godliness. Just make sure that you're clean in it, and then add some confidence to it, add some pep to your steps, and that's all. And walk around with your shoulder 50-50 high up, and you're good to go. And don't allow anybody push you down.
Perfect. In the Italian version of the No Label, where we have formats, one of them is called No Filter, #NoFilter, and is specifically based on the concept of beauty, beautiness, and feeling okay inside. So if you would like, Annabelle, maybe you will be the next one doing and creating the No Label for Africa. So I'm just throwing the ball here in our living room. You will be perfect. Just don't give me the answer now. Just think about that, okay? Promise?
Most definitely. I'm all in.
Amazing. Nancy, it's your turn. I should not introduce you, because you are already a leader in the spirit of the game, and everyone just know you. But for par condicio, as we say in Latin world, I'm going to introduce you properly, okay? Nancy Chin Wagner arrived in Boulder, Colorado in 2003 from New York City. Parents were immigrants from southern China, arriving through East Island in New York. Nancy is number 6 in the family of 8 children. Nancy is firstborn in the United States, along with her brother and sister. Founder and CEO Nancy Chin Wagner thought her online power connection group helps companies, businesses, professional, and introvert develop strategies to network and grow their business. Nancy empowers people to network with confidence by leveraging their personal contacts to attain personal and professional success. Networking is a learned skill, and people will do business with people they know, like, and trust. It's about building the relationship through networking. As a speaker, she has worked with university and corporation, advising the importance of networking and communication. Nancy's networking is not only for her community, it is about educating others to be better communicators and network globally. When I asked Nancy to give me a slogan, she provided me with something coming from Maya Angelou. I've learned that people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Nancy, the room is yours. Please. What we're
Thank
gonna
you.
talk about?
What did you say last?
What are you going to talk about with us tonight?
I'm going to grab with some of these wonderful ladies of what they talked about, because I think it's so important for women. And as women unite, we know we have to be strong. And in certain cultures, and this is what we deal with when we're in other countries and stuff, which I learned being part of Spirit of the Game and the Impactful Women's Network, is the unification of all the women that can make changes. And back in the early 20s, this is what happened in America when you had women's suffrage and the women wanted to vote. It was a big thing. You think men wanted women to vote? I don't think so, but it happened. Changes, it came slow, but it did. I think what Anna and Annabelle just said about the strength of women and being authentic and believing in themselves, it takes a lot. It's not easy. We're strong enough right here on the show that we talk about this. But the thing is, self-confidence is part of this. It's the mindset. And unless we know that it is our mindset, besides the culture that surrounds us, and like Annabelle was talking about how the men already saying to the women who wanted to, I mean, by God, she wanted to be a president. I mean, just saying that is like, wow, that's so encouraging. And for her to even try to apply to be the president of a, was it a country or a city? Province?
Country. A country.
A country,
Nigeria.
yeah. I mean, just to step up to that plate, you got to give her kudos for that. I mean, to have the power to do that, let alone the men to put down. Because I know in Africa, it tends to be a lot like that. Of hearing from my friends that are in Africa, it is the push down from the men. So it's probably got a ways to go. But the women need to unite. The women need to build their confidence, and so self-confidence is up here. All right, and so to maintain this, when things are going rough, you got to be able to be strong enough to step out and say, hey, wait a second, let me think about this, So some things that are associated like for low self-esteem or low confidence is like you mentioned it, Annabelle, is like people are telling people what they think about you. And you're the one that needs to be knowing aware of yourself and what you want to do, not to listen to what other people say. Like you said, the beauty is from within. You should be aware of yourself, know what you can do, and be authentic towards people. Maybe the people that are telling you this are not aligned with what you are believing in. Maybe they're jealous. Who knows, right? Maybe they're envious, right? They're not going to say that, but they'll put you down very easily, So you have to do what you believe is right, even if others make fun of you or they criticize you, because you won't build your strength by listening to somebody else. You build your strength and you're building your mindset by believing in yourself, the authenticity of yourself. And even for me, it came late in life, but that's okay. I'm standing my ground now. And that's what everybody should be doing, is standing their ground. And sometimes we feel like another point is sometimes we feel that we're safe in the comfort zone in what we're doing. We're very safe. We like to do the same old stuff because we're comfortable doing it. But sometimes we need to take some risks. And sometimes taking a risk is very difficult because sometimes our minds go out and say, oh, geez, what would this happen? And what would this happen? Do it. See what happens. You don't know what's going to happen, right? Be willing to take those risks. Go that extra mile to achieve something that's better for you. It's more of a hype for women and stuff, especially like Simonetta was talking about generations. We've got to teach the young generation. We have to be a leader for youth leadership that's out there. We have to be talking to the men and the women, or the young women and the young men, to learn how to treat women in different countries, how to be able to respect. I mean, like, Anna's husband's Italian, and similar, Italian men and all that. People have different ways, so it's great you have someone that Anna has that's very supportive, and they switch roles, which is great because the kids are by the two of you, so you have to be able to support each other. Same thing with women in households and stuff. Sometimes it doesn't always work. You got to be able to be strong enough to step away, and believe in yourself, because like you said, beauty is from within, and we got to believe in that beauty. And another thing,
we need to be the first, Nancy, to believe in ourselves. That's the starting
we
point.
have to be aware of it. Yes, we have to be aware of it. We're the first one that takes that first step to make those changes, to believe in ourselves. And I agree with you. Annabelle was mentioning about, people that are disabled, or people. It's because of our upbringing, even here in the U.S., is how we, I think the word is stereotype, but I'm not totally positive. Could be another word for it. How we are brought up to stereotype certain people that are slow thinking, certain people that are special needs people. The albinos that you were talking about, they're people. Same thing like Eunice. They bleed red blood, just like everybody else in the whole freaking world. We're not that different, at all. It's just the way we're brought up, what we believe in, and what we want to do for others. And that's why Spirit of the Game is so great, because I learned from a lot of people that we connect here. And we've got a lot of people on right now that's part of Spirit of the Game and the Impactful Women's Network that's growing. So I'm going to plug it. So if any of you are really interested in it, about more of it, ask Simonetta about it, And I would love to have your connections too. So maybe Simonetta can send that out.
Yeah, I will put the two.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, because I'm the U.S. National chairperson for the U.S. Council here in Spirit of the Game in the U.S. and onboarding for the U.S. and Americas. So that's a number of the whole Western Hemisphere, right? So it's really busy, and for us to find the right people, they have to have the right alignment in their heart of what they want to do for others. And this is what this is all about. It's about those connections. How do we help others? It's not thinking about, you have to be aware of yourself. You have to be aligned with the pillars that are on the website. You have to be able to say, hey, I want to do something for someone else, because then that person could help someone. I don't know who. We all have over 200 connections. You may not think that, but we do. We know family members, we know friends, we know coworkers, we know cousins, we know people in politics, we know people in religious areas, we know people in organizations. So I can't have people say, well, I don't really know anybody. No, you do. You do. You have to believe in yourself that you can have and make those connections. Through Spirit of the Game, you're going to have those connections. All right. We're here to help. We're here to make the difference. We're here to support you, especially in the Impactful Women's Network. And we had a great week last week. And if you missed it, it's on YouTube as well. So you can watch what we were talking about for 5 days, for almost 5 hours. So a lot of us was on there for almost all 5 days and stuff. And we all talked about different things. So build those confidence, because having confidence, self-confidence, having your mindset, these are all skills. You're not born with it. You learn it. You practice it. You're able to speak with empowered women that we have here. We all, and like Anna said, we're all powerful. It's not that we need to empower ourselves, but there are people that we do need to empower. There are women that need that support. They need people in higher role areas like you are, Anna, and talk about it. They need people in the journalism. I mean, what Simonetta is doing and reaching out in Europe. And now she's got her first international show. It's all about getting the word out to people, believing in themselves. And that's what we don't have. We don't have that belief all the time with women. With everything that's happening around the world, we need to step up to the plate. That's what it is.
Oh,
We need
yeah.
to step up, right? We need to step up the plate and leading women and telling them you are impactful. You can make a difference. You may not think you can, but you can. But in order to do that, you can't stay in your comfort zone. You got to step out and take that risk, right?
I want
You
to
got
say
to step out and
something.
help. What?
I want to say something, Nancy. Sorry if I'm interrupting you.
Oh, that's okay. You do that anyway. Go ahead.
Because,
Go ahead.
no, it's because Anna said something very, very important to me, and she was mentioning Cleopatra. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you just said about we need to believe, we need to be self-confident, we need to be impactful. Okay. And Annabelle was saying the same things,
Yeah.
connected to the beauty. But anyhow, so Cleopatra is the example that strong women, women who has done leadership, not of a company, of an entire country and people. Okay, people that were respected, people that could be impactful, and that could be they were able to impose their diktat and rules, and just say to men, shut up, and this is my word, this is my place, I am the boss of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Always been in the history since thousands and thousands of years. And probably at that time, because Cleopatra was the queen, okay, in the Egyptian period,
Mm-hmm.
no one was ever thinking to say you are a woman. Nobody was thinking about Cleopatra as a woman, but as the leader, the queen.
The rule. And there's plenty from one of our guests that we had last week. She was talking about mythology, women in mythology, right? Women in the Greek area back in the, I don't
Exactly.
know,
Exactly.
century ago, whatever, and how powerful they were. You see,
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So what's happened in the last not only century, but probably in the last 300 years?
Oh yeah, it's not that. It's more than that. Yeah, don't give me calculations. I'm not good in calculations or percentages.
No,
All I know is women were strong back then.
exactly.
We need to believe in ourselves and really be a part of it. Because one of the things that Annabelle was saying, you can dress the part if you feel better doing that. You can put a little lip gloss if that makes you feel better. Anything that makes you feel better, not what someone else is telling you to do. You got to step up the plate and believe in yourself because you can do it. I always, push on that because I think that's the strength we have, but that shining glow needs to be pumped up by women that we have here on the show.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
We have beautiful ladies also as in the audience. So we have Manuela, that is part of our Spirit of the Game. We have Jackie. We have Oli. We have Katarzyna with us tonight. And probably we are going to have other people just following our show in the next days. We are live. The show will be just available in the No Label channel for, I don't know. I'm not going to delete it. So, ladies, if you have any questions, use the chat of the YouTube to write the question and we can answer. Unless Anna, Annabelle, Nancy, any other thought you would like to share? We have Katarzyna, nice to be with you, and we love to have you here. So maybe next time we will have another international version. Hopefully, at least in June, at the end of June or the beginning of July, we can run another international version talking about something different. We never know. And September is around the corner, so hopefully. Exactly. So hopefully for the last part of the year, we can have a more no label spread it in different countries. So I know that Annabelle would be with us. Absolutely. I count on you.
No,
Well,
Most
the thing is
definitely, I
really,
will.
yeah, the thing is really building that self-confidence, because I think that's going to make a big change in the world. Just like people, the women protesting and being a part of, voting for the country back then. Just like Anna was talking about Cleopatra and being the women leader and how she got into what she was doing. But it's power and greed in a lot of things, and women don't really think about that as much as they do with how can I help my community? How can I help the people in my country? So we look at it more on the emotional side of it. What can I do as a leader to help the people in the community, to people in like I said, in my country? It's not like how much money I'm getting. It's what can I do to help others? What can I do to lead the people so they don't have starvation, so they don't have illiteracy and things like that? It's taking that step forward and say, what can I do to help? Right? And in order to do that, you have to have that self-confidence. If people are pulling you down, bye-bye. Bye-bye. You don't have time. Time keeps moving forward. Your kids are going to be, big, by the time you realize in 5 years, they're going to have, and then in 10 years, they're going to have their own friends and stuff, So things move fast and you got to take action now. And so that's important.
Anna, last thought. What's happening in the gym?
Exactly. No, it was wonderful to share our thoughts and to see that we are in different corners of the world, but we share the same vision and the same difficulties and the challenge. So it was really great to hear from you, and I really agree with you, Nancy, that self-confidence it's key. So it will be the turning point if you want to change something.
Mm-hmm.
It's the key to become a leader. It's the key to feel beautiful. It's the key to feel self-confident. It's the key to be a good mother,
Yeah.
a good, a good wife, but to be a good woman with ourselves, first of all. Because if we are not able to respect ourselves and to trust ourselves, probably we are not going to be able to do nothing more.
Mm-hmm. Take little steps first,
Yeah, little steps, but to have good people around you,
Exactly. Surround yourself with the right people. Align yourself with the right people. That's important.
Unless everything is just difficult, because it's like if you are doing, few steps in front of you and then two backwards because someone is pushing you back
Right.
again.
Sometimes it happens like that. Yes.
And sometimes you learn how to protect yourself in this respect by pushing far away from you people that I consider negative or as toxin for ourselves. And sometimes because you are too fragile or you are too young, you're not able to do that. At that point, it's really more important to have other friends around us that are going to help us to protect ourselves.
Well, that's what Annabelle was talking about, the person that was, in social media. And we know how social media can get to certain people and really convince them that, or bullying, even on social media, and bullying in school and doing all that kind of stuff. I mean, the thing is like, what Annabelle was saying. Just cut it off. Don't watch those. But sometimes we're almost addicted to watch them because you want to see what they're doing and everything. And we understand that, but sometimes we have to realize, okay, you're watching it for fun, but you're not watching for them to tell you what to do. So that's the mindset that needs to change, right? Yeah.
Annabelle,
And
what we can do
the young
instead-
people, that's what I want to mention. It's really bad for the young people,
Yeah.
the young teenagers, because
Yeah.
for depression, you mentioned earlier, it can happen to anyone, and it's coming down because of everything that's happening to the youth and to teenagers, and it's the high rate here in the US for teenage suicide. So, and I've never seen that before. And it could be for drugs, it could be for bullying, could be, and this has got to it's got to stop, because some of these people, when I see it in the news and stuff, they're beautiful people, beautiful inside. I don't know them inside, but just looking outside, no makeup, young people, right? Beautiful, young, and you're saying you're cutting off their lives because of all this CRAP. I don't know if I can say this on the channel, but the thing is, it's their gifts are not coming out to the world because it was shut down too short, right? So we need to help people. That's in that kind of cases on mental illness, anything, even disabilities you're talking about. And we just got on a new person that deals with disabilities, so that's great. And so we're bringing in the right people to the organization right now, to be a part of it. Even if you only have an hour or 2 hours, you can work on some other things. So we thank you and Simonetta bringing us all together here. I really appreciate it. It was a lot of fun.
I'm enjoying this with my glass of wine. I'm sorry because Valentina is not here. She just wrote me on WhatsApp. She was having huge problem with the connection. But Annabelle, what are you drinking? Tell us.
It's cream.
Which kind of cream?
Baileys.
Wow, you are really strong. I'm drinking wine. You're drinking Baileys. Oh gosh. She's a strong woman, absolutely. I still have to have my dinner, so this for me it's a real aperitivo. But anyhow, Annabelle, we can start a second business. So we can deal with wine in your country and Europe. Absolutely, why not? We need to create listen, this is not a joke. This is something I was really thinking about. Okay, the wine is my passion, but it's also my business. But anyhow, I think in Africa, there is going to be possible to do some kind of, I'm not saying wine business, but to help women with entrepreneurship in the wine business, starting from the field. So putting together expert and expertise coming from Europe, from the Americas, to help women that likes the idea to grow up their vineyards and to produce some wine and to make some business abroad. So maybe
absolutely. That's beautiful.
No, you just need to look for funding. That's the most difficult things, because with expertise, we have plenty of them. Absolutely. But I would like to candidate myself for the official tasters of the wine. I'm going to enjoy it. So actually, we are online since more than 1 hour. And it just flew away. It was really beautiful. Really, I mean, to me, I enjoyed so much this first episode of No Label International. And I hope you enjoy too. Spending time together in the same virtual living room, talking about leadership, beauty, self-confidence, and we had amazing people following us live on YouTube. But now it's time to say goodbye. We're gonna be live again next Friday with the, no label aperitivo inclusivo in Italia. But I would like to have feedback coming from our audience. If you liked what we have done, if you would like to see us again next time, just let us know, and we are going to prepare another no label international version with other amazing guests with us. And not necessarily has to be women, because never forget, we are inclusive, so we can have men talking about their experience with women, and we will be very happy to have men with us. Thank you with all my heart. And I wish you a good day, Nancy, a good evening, Annabelle and Anna. Ciao.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Ciao. Bye.
No label. Aperitivo inclusivo.